I'm Naomi Pitcairn, otherwise known as Juice Girl on OccupyOakland.org, and we at Freshies Party want this discussion to continue, and we've organized a conference at UC Berkeley. It's called Occupy the Truth, and we know we're going to see some of you there. We hope to see more of you there. Daniel Ellsberg is going to be there. Retired Colonel Ann Ray is going to be there. Ray McGovern, who used to be a CIA analyst and now writes for Truth Out, will be there. Celia Olario from Huffington Post will be there. Reverend Billy will be giving a sermon. Joey Skaggs, the media hoster, will be there. And Mike German, who is a former FBI special agent and now works for ACLU, will be there. And Cindy Sheehan will be there. So I hope you all be here. I think the truth about what's going on in Oakland is we're all whistleblowers. It's a whistleblowers conference, so come blow a whistle. Okay. I'm sorry. Friday the 17th is the kickoff. It's in the evening from 6. There's a mixer until 9, finishing Reverend Billy's performance. Then Saturday and Sunday it's open space, so anybody can make a topic and talk about it. UC Berkeley's International House. Sorry, to register, it's free, okay? Except for Reverend Billy's sermon, which all the proceeds will go to Bradley Manny's defense. To register, go to freshjuiceparty.com and you can just save yourself a place. It's free and your voice will be heard. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Daniel Wardstrom, and I just saw myself on camera there that was at Oak Street right by the museum, and I was twice, once during the afternoon and also again during the evening. I got blasted with those hand grenades, those flashbangs, and also tear gas. And one thing, and that was bad enough, but I think the worst was that when I was at Oak Street, one officer was pointing a shoulder weapon at my face, directly at my face. Now, I come from a gun culture, and one thing I learned was you never point a gun at anything you don't intend to shoot. And there's a photo online at Indy Bay of me. When I saw that, immediately I moved my hand up like this. And there's a photo of that on Indy Bay of me standing like there. I'm, my hair is gray. I'm in a blue shirt, so you can see it. And in other photos, there's officers pointing their guns, level, obviously at people where people's faces would be. And I want to say one thing. One thing about this Chief Howard Jordan. He's afraid to come here. Doesn't feel safe here tonight. Well, I mean, I and many others, we stood up to the police who were armed and dangerous. Now, he is afraid of us who are peaceful. I hesitate to use the word coward. It's not a word I like to use, but I think in this case, it is quite applicable that Chief Jordan is a coward. Let me say one thing. I was in Santa Rita, 26 people in the cell. I am 70 years old. Everyone else is in their 20s, and they were just wonderful people. I realize that many people had bad experiences at Santa Rita. It slept on a concrete floor and all that. But one thing I took away from there was, looking back on, I spent, it's 26 people. I spent a day of quality time with the younger generation.
It's kind of hard to follow something like that, but first of all, let me welcome everybody that went to jail on J28 when they killed everybody. This is an experience that a lot of African Americans and Latinos face on a regular basis. Okay, when those judge houses are packed, when those bullpens are filled up. That's natural out there. You know, a lot of you guys feel horrified by that. A lot of you guys feel horrified by the police doing the things that they do. You know, to me, I feel comfortable there. You know, because I've experienced it so many times. You know, that's a lot of things when people, you know, when you guys are discussing these things, I'm sitting over there and I'm like, to me it's natural. But this is something that African Americans, Latinos, Asians face on a regular basis. Targeting that we are seeing at Occupy Oakland. When they're targeting people, you know, they're targeting people in the community of Oakland. You know, they're targeting them out there on a regular basis. They're beating them on a regular basis. Actually, you know, you guys only getting tear gas. They're killing them out there.
Right, right.
You know, and you know, Kwan and I mean, this political bullshit that is going on is bullshit. You know, you guys review people. You guys, I know you guys don't have that much power. You guys are new. You guys are babies in Oakland. You know, you guys are babies. What they're going to do, what they're doing, all the stuff that they're feeding you, you guys only get the perspective of what's going on at Occupy Oakland. You need to see what's going on in West Oakland and East Oakland and North Oakland. How they're treating them out there. You know, a lot of people, they told me to come over here and talk about my experiences January 4th and all that, being tied up for an extended period of time or being dragged out. That's natural to me. Being an African American growing up in Oakland, California. It's natural to me to be experiencing brutality by the OPD on a regular basis. When I walk to the store, I'm profiled by OPD or police enforcement agencies. And this is not just me. I'm just a representative of everybody else that's out there in Oakland that deals with this on a regular basis, that goes into Santa Rita, and these are the conditions that they're under. Okay, when they go in there, I mean the probation department, the DA, the public defenders, all of them need to be questioned about what they're doing to the African American communities and the Latino communities out there on our youth. They need to be questioned. With these probation, and I'm just going to end it there and let it be known that this is bigger than just Occupy Oakland. This is bigger than Oakland. Okay, this is a worldwide, United States is a big prison industry that is continually locking up individuals in our communities. And let's continue to fight them. This one starts with over here, and let's continue to fight forward into the DC and further and beyond. All right.
Some of you might have seen our Paper Workers Vanguard, and we're here to say that we defend Occupy Oakland against the police repression and demand that everybody who's been arrested be released and all charges be dropped. Plain and simple, the cops are the enemy. They're part of the capitalist state, which exists to defend the interests and rule of the bourgeoisie against the workers and the oppressed. And no amount of civilian review boards, community controls, or federal oversight, or federal takeover is going to change that. All these things are a sham. They're designed to whitewash the cops while giving the illusion of accountability. They're designed to clean up their image so the cops can carry out their repression all the more effectively. The cops that killed Oscar Grant and terrorized the ghettos are part of the same system that imprisons over 2 million people, most of them black and Latino in this country, and wages war abroad. And it doesn't matter whether it's a Republican or a Democrat in the White House. When Kwan was running, you were told a bill of goods that she was progressive. The same bill of goods was sold about Obama. In fact, Obama's message to black people is racial oppression. His message to immigrants is deportation. His message to working people is union busting. His message to the population is to shred your rights. And his message to the world is war. There's been a lot of hoopla, a lot of talk and hand-wringing about the flag that was burned outside of City Hall. Well, the truth is, from Haiti to the Philippines, Korea, Vietnam, that flag is dripping with the blood of millions of Americans, imperialism's victims. styles might be different, but the Democrats and the Republicans are capitalist parties and they serve the same capitalist class. And you better remember that when the elections come around and they try to sell you the bill of goods of lesser evilism. I want to say one last thing, one last sentence. The 99% populism of Occupy disguises the class nature of the capitalist state of the parties and is counterposed to the understanding that the fundamental classes are the working class and the capitalist class. And what we need is a workers' party to fight for a socialist revolution. What we need is a new ruling class, the workers.
Occupy your vote!
Hi, my name is Stan Woods. I've been primarily working with the Labor Solidarity Committee of Occupy Oakland. In a minute I'll get more on that. I really liked the presentation earlier that Spencer did. It was a damning indictment. I do have one fraternal criticism though. So, at one point they said on November 2nd it was written 5,000 plus. That was the OPD's estimate. That was that was an outright lie. There was 20,000 easily there, most credible observers. And just, we shouldn't accept your fear-mongering about violence, quote-unquote violence in Occupy Oakland. We shouldn't accept their lowball estimates. Cops always lowball estimates, every progressive demonstration. Ever since I've been active, which is almost 40 years now. Okay, another thing that I think, Occupy doesn't make demands, but I think we might want to make an exception on a couple of things. I see Brother Scott Olson is here tonight. I think we should have a simple demand. We should particularly aim it at these so-called progressive followers of progressive Democrats. I think that's a contradiction in terms, but there's sincere people who believe otherwise. So ask them this: how come the cop that almost killed Scott hasn't been even publicly identified?
Hello.
He hasn't been fired.
Because they don't give a fuck.
And he damn sure hasn't been indicted. That should be, every time they come up. I live near here. Every Saturday there's a huge Lake Merritt Farmers Market. Supporters of Quan, their chairman was here tonight by the way, passed on information to the mayor I guess, had this thing about how progressive Gene is and how there's this right-wing conspiracy to get rid of Gene. I've always first name basis for people like that. Well, I think people like that should be confronted with the indisputable fact she hasn't called for any indictments, even firings of these people. One last point, I guess I only have 10 seconds. If you want to check out what Occupy Oakland Labor Committee is doing, they say this is regarding economic issues, go to the website Occupy Oakland, go to our links, and you'll see a myriad of activities we're engaged in. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to remind people that each speaker is allotted about 2 minutes because of the time constraints that we have in this building this evening. So by taking over more than 2 minutes, you're actually cutting away from someone else having the opportunity to speak. I hate to say that, but this is only one container. We understand that this issue is an ongoing issue of violence in the community, and it needs many more containers to have these conversations, these dialogues, these forums. With that said, I want to re-encourage people to speak from their own experiences and discuss their experiences.
Well, I will keep it under 2 minutes because I don't have anything prepared, but I just wanted to speak a little bit to, my name's Tess and I'm with the Children's Village.
Woo! Yes!
And I just want to talk about the fact that prior to the 28th, there was a press conference and we did say publicly that there would be children on this march, that we had a plan in place for the children to go to a different location so they wouldn't get caught in any police brutality. But it was announced ahead of time that the children would be there. And there were media outlets that covered that. The city should have known that there would be children in attendance at that march. And when you see those videos and you realize that there was no concern for that truth, it makes you question what kind of society we live in. And I wish Howard Jordan was here, and I wish there were police officers here so that they would have to sit with that. the knowledge that it's not just a bunch of gutter punks or whatever they think that we are, but it is a vast, diverse, beautiful group of people, including children, and including people with disabilities, including the elderly, and including the rest of us who matter too. Like, even if we're loud and brash and punks, we matter too, and we're human, and I just want to say that.
That's right.
Thank you, Beth.
Next speaker, please. We're so hungry for it.
Hi, I'm 14, but suddenly I'm up. My name's Emily. I live in North Oakland. And I just want to say thank you to some of my teachers who are in the room. I'm going all the way back to like my English teacher, who first taught me about creative resistance. And I think probably all of you are here because of a teacher in your life. When I moved into North Oakland, the neighborhood, the house that I live in now, we're a renter, and across the street, the neighbor came over. She's a 90-year-old African-American woman. She knocked on the door and she said, "I want you to know that this is a great neighborhood." And I was like, "Oh, yes, ma'am." And she said, "I've been living here for 40 years, and if you have any problems, you come knock on my door. I'm a nurse and I can help you." And I think that's what community safety looks like. And I think part of our task as people living in this place is to create community safety in this way, by building relationships with one another. And I think that it's hard, and it's not easy, and we have a long way to go, and that we can do it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Susie. I live in Berkeley. I first want to acknowledge, and this isn't an Occupy Oakland issue, but a few weeks ago I was pepper sprayed by San Francisco police, and the medic who really took unbelievable care for me is right there. And holy crap!
She's awesome. And she's cute.
So on November 2nd, I was with tens of thousands of beautiful, peaceful protesters as we marched to the port. And I was filming, I'm working on a documentary, and it was probably one of the most beautiful experiences of my life, having come of age in the Reagan era and feeling like my life was hopeless for many, many, many years, probably more than many of you have been alive. And so I came back and stopped at the Interfaith tent and then went over to the Travelers Aid building and hung out there a bit and then headed on home because I'm a grad student working on a couple of master's degrees and I was tired. And I met a wall of cops on my way to the 19th Street BART station. And I was dressed like this big yellow, very threatening shirt that says love, with all my gear. And I pleaded with them to be nonviolent. And in return, what happened was I had projectiles shot at me. They threw 2 flash bombs between my legs, and a tear gas canister just missed my head. And luckily for me, CPS caught all of this, and so I guess somebody's going to have a field day with that. But in the meantime, I now have sustained permanent hearing loss and can't sleep more than 3 hours at a time. So this has really impacted my life. Any new parents out there know how much that sucks. So I just think that we all need to kind of think about, I get my privilege. I really get my privilege. And I am really aware of the fact that many people of color have been dealing with this for decades. And this needs to stop. And I don't know if this needs to stop. And I know my time's up, but I just really need to affirm that. I was alone, and anyway, that's it. I just needed to share that.
So I think some people might have left, so if you're carrying a little number that's between like 15 and 25, go ahead and line up against the wall.
Tall people.
Hello everyone, my name is Khalid Shakur. I've been a part of the Oakland commune since October 9th. was subsequently tackled by 6 Alameda County sheriffs. The second time was at 10th and Mandela. I constantly do film work, and I was filming on that property, and I was pointed out by Sergeant Militant immediately as they opened the gates to be arrested. It was like they were targeting me, and I'll get to this piece of paper right here soon. The third time was December 30th, when a lot of individuals were arrested. I believe it was 13 in total for holding their own personal property and things of that nature. There was an incident where an individual in a green minivan who had nothing to do with the movement, just an outside individual, violated several driving infractions. And not only did he do that, but he attacked people as well in plain view of 3 sergeants from OPD. And those sergeants guided that person to safety and continued to arrest people that were committing absolutely no crime whatsoever. This right here is what OPD is using to target individuals. Since day one, they've been videotaping you and taking photographs of you. From day one, these are pictures of people that, when they choose to, during a march or whenever, this happened to me January 28th at 11:45, where I was targeted from this form and snatched up. They tried to take me off the plaza as quickly as possible. Thank goodness for the Oakland commune. Thank goodness for the people who came out here tonight. There was an immediate mic check. They released me within 45 minutes to an hour. They said that I had a warrant. They're saying a lot of things about a lot of people in here, and it doesn't fit. I'll read you this top heading, and I'll be as brief as possible. List of Occupy protesters known to incite, lynch, or fight police. None of these people have been charged for any of those crimes. So it's bigger than OPD, and it's bigger than race right now. This is a time that we all need to come together and understand the severity of these issues and how we can defeat them.
Hello, friends. First, I want to say I love Occupy. I love you guys.
Hella love Occupy.
I know. And I know tonight's about police tactics, but I just want to say something